Like any tropical plants, Nepenthes need a lot of humidity to produce pitcher, to be carnivorous. If you don't provide enough humidity in your house to this plant, they will just grow leaves. Today we'll talk about how to raise humidity around your Nepenthes. So let's dive in. Hi, my name is Remy, and on this channel I explain you everything I know about how to grow Nepenthes, these tropical carnivorous plants, on your windowsill. So if you're new, consider subscribing. So as I said, your Nepenthes will need humidity around at least 50% to properly produce pitcher. You can go lower, 40%. You can go obviously higher, but for now we'll talk about how to raise the humidity in your house on your windowsill. Usually on your windowsill, the humidity will not be really high because on winter, when you will heat the house, it will dry the air, and during summer, if you run the air conditioning, it will also dry the air. So you have to find a way to increase this humidity. There is few ways of doing that, from not really effective to very effective, and I will start by the first one. Spraying your plants. That's fun, I do it, but don't expect that to really change the game. It will increase the humidity for an hour and a half. So except if you are able to spray every hour and a half, that's gonna be just a quick fix that won't change the overall humidity of your windowsill. The next step of spraying your plants is to spray it automatically, using, for example, the MistKing system that will spray. You put a timer and it will spray, if you want, every hour. But that's costly. You don't want to spray too much your windowsill because the water will go somewhere. It won't evaporate fully. So no, I would not recommend that, except if you are in a greenhouse or a growth chamber, humidity chamber, terrarium, all that stuff. But for an open area like that, I would not recommend the MistKing auto spray. Next step would be using the saucer. You put your pot in a big saucer, you fill with water, you just raise the pot so it don't sit into water for too long, at least, because you will have a root rot. But if you have this open water area, it will evaporate. The next step is using a water tray. Definitely water tray are usually something like 10 inch per 20 inch. So a lot of surface and it will evaporate. On my windowsill, I have something like 10 trays. So obviously all this evaporates and it raises the humidity. The last option will be having some fog or at least steam, and for that you only have one option. You have to buy a humidifier. There is two kinds of humidifier. There is the warm mist that use basically like a steamer. So it will heat and just pulls the water outside. The water is very hot, obviously. So the good thing is you won't have any bacteria. The bad thing is you can burn yourself. It can, I don't know, fire hazard, all that stuff. So it's safe. Usually it's safe, but it still will have to heat quite high, so that could be something you want to consider. The other thing to consider about this warm mist is it's warm. It will warm up the windowsill. So if you want to grow lowland plants that live really close to the level of the sea, so warm and humid, like very tropical, if you use this warm mist, it will slightly warm the plants. So that's good. The other kind of humidifier is the cool mist. This one will use ultrasonic vibration just to almost decompose the water into small tiny bubble, and this cold mist will just be spread across the plants by usually a small fan or at least an air system. So you cannot burn yourself, that's safe. It won't eat the plants, so depending on the plants, again, I'm mainly growing intermediate species to island, so the one that like it cold. So this kind of a cold mist is perfect. It won't really be too hot during summer. and that's the one I chose. Speaking of which, the one I chose a year and a half actually, so it won't be an unboxing, but I still kept the box. That was this baby. That's Levoit ultrasonic cold mist humidifier. Refresh atmosphere. You have the option to put some perfume, I guess, or essential oil, but I never use that. Clearly, what I like about this one is the fact that it's a cooled mist. There is 4-liter tank, so that's really cool because this high capacity will allow me to just fill the tank, and as I only use it during the night. Again, if I cool the house during the night, during summer, and I warm it during winter, that's gonna be the only part of the day where it will be very dry. So I run that maybe 6 to 8 hours a day. So with 4 liters of water at lower speed, I'm able to have like 40 hours. So clearly, if I use that only 8 hours a day, that's safe. Full week, I will be okay. And if I run dry, it's okay because it will automatically shut down. So that's what I was searching: high capacity, automatic shutdown, and cool mist. So as some of you know, my windowsill is really beside my bedroom. So I wanted something not too noisy. And again, this one was interesting because if I'm right, it's 30 decibel. You won't hear it. You hear it when you are a meter away, but even I'm 2.5 meters. If it was running, if there is no sound, I would be slightly able to hear it, but it's almost totally silent. So that's great. Again, because I'm beside my bedroom. The two last things that I liked about this one was to be able to have multiple speed. I'm only using the lowest speed possible to have this cold mist the longer possible without filling the tank. But again, having the capacity to just boost for an amount of time, it's useful. And the fact that there is not only one hole that will blow the steam up, but it will be able to switch. You have two dual stuff. So I'm able to choose to have that fully on one side, or what I do right now, to have that on the left and on the right. So this way, I'm able to put that on the center of the windowsill and having all the plants around, and it will still spread this humidity on all of them. So that's really cool. And if you put it on bright light, you want to cover this transparent plastic, because if the light from the sun hits inside the water tank, it will grow algae. And keep in mind that's the small model. We have on Amazon, there is another one, 6 liter, with the same kind of technology from the same brand. So 6 liter would be 60 hours. That's quite cool. But again, for here, I was not really needing this amount of liters. But if it was to become really mandatory, I would recommend to put this 6 liter tank, because this way you just fill it and you're good for the full week. So if you have a reminder on your phone to just fill the tank every weekend, it would be cool. Just turn it on before going to bed and turn it off when you wake up. So that's really interesting. I forgot to add, it's not a sponsored video. So all the links will be affiliate and support the channel, but I'm not paid to do that. I'm just telling you what I bought on my windowsill to help me to manage from the humidity, to check the humidity and temperature, to the lights, all that stuff. But it's really up to you. You can check the review. I would invite you to check the review on Amazon, because you will see what people think about the product. You will see if they have questions. Some question gets answered. So it's really cool to have a proper idea of what think the user. I'm just one user of this product, but if you check the review, you will have a better idea. But again, it's just one humidifier, the one I choose. There is plenty. If you use another one, please leave the name on the comments, and I will check that and see maybe why, or maybe you can tell me why you use or you choose this humidifier. It would be great, so everyone can understand and learn from you. So until next time, happy growing.